Hello guys, good day. Welcome back to another video lecture in ACP 311, Accounting for Special Transactions. So this time we will be discussing partnership dissolution. In our previous discussion, we have already accounted for the formation and operation of a partnership. This time, we will be discussing partnership dissolution. A partnership rests upon a contractual foundation. Therefore, the lifespan of a partnership may be somewhat uncertain since it depends on the moods and relationship of the partners. So any circumstance which causes the technical termination of a partnership may lead to the partnership's permanent dissolution and liquidation. So this time we will be discussing about the activities that may dissolve the partnership. So again, since partnership is made by a contract, so therefore if the partners no longer agree with the affairs of the partnership, then therefore it may lead to a dissolution of a partnership. So a certain partnership may be dissolved because of the following cases. So first we have admission of a new partner, retirement of a partner, death of a partner, and incorporation of a partnership. So each of these um, cases constitute also different accounting procedures. So let's start with admission of a new partner. So admission of a new partner may occur in two ways. So first is admission by purchase and second is admission by investment. So admission by purchase, the third party or the new partner will be purchasing portion of the interest of the existing partner. So meaning it is a third party transaction, meaning there is no asset to be recorded in the books of the partnership from the new partners, but rather there is only a change of percentage of ownership because the portion of the existing partners will be credited to the share of the new partner. While in the admission of of a new partner by investment, so this is the time where there is an asset to be recorded in the books of the partnership. So let's start accounting with admission by purchase. So admission by purchase, under this way of admission, the partner may purchase all or part of the interest of one or more partners. There will be no changes as the total partnership as to the total partnership capital. The only thing changes here are the individual capital interest of a partner. No gain or loss shall be accounted by the partnership in this type of transaction because it is treated as a personal transaction between the selling partner and the outside party. So based on what I have mentioned earlier, if the process of admitting a new partner is through admission by purchase, it will be considered as a third party transaction, meaning no assets or the total assets of the partnership will not be changed, but rather only the partner or only the interest of the selling partner ang mag-change because it will be transferred to the new partner's interest in the partnership. So let's use this illustration to facilitate the concept of admission by purchase. So assume the following data for LMN partnership on December 31, 2020. So we have existing partners of LMN with their corresponding capitals and their profit and loss ratio. So on this date, O is being admitted in the partnership. So O is being admitted to the partnership by purchasing interest in one or some of the partners. So in this case, assume that it's purchased from one partner. So O purchases one half of the interest of L. Regardless of the amount paid to L, the only journal entry on the books of the partnership will be this one. So we have, for example, it is agreed by L that L will be transferring portion of his capital to O with 10,000. So regardless if na ay loss or gain nga ma-recognize si L, ang i-record lang gyud sa partnership books will just be the actual agreed capital to be transferred by L to O. So for example, they agreed 10,000 lang na i-transfer from L to O. So debit to L and credit to O capital to transfer the capital of L to O amounting to 10,000. No? Regardless if O paid more or less than 10,000, no gain or loss shall be accounted by the partnership because any amount paid in excess of the capital credit in this type of transaction shall personally be accounted by the selling partner and not by the partnership. So for example, if the payment made by O for the 10,000 interest in the capital is 20,000, so that 20,000 or the 10,000 gain, so that's 10,000 from 20,000 nga gibayad ni O kay L minus 10,000 nga capital nga gitransfer sa name ni O in the partnership. So ang 10,000 nga gain will not be recorded in the partnership books but rather that will be accounted personally by L. Same pod kung na ay loss. For example, ang gibayad ni O for 10,000 interest is only 5,000. So ang loss nga 5,000 will also be absorbed only by L and not be recorded in the partnership. Another case, for example, let us say a new partner purchases from all of the partners. So assume the following: O is admitted into the partnership for a 50% interest in the profits and losses of the partnership. And the old partners L, M, and N are to retain their original capital and profit sharing relationship to each other and to transfer sufficient amount 50% of their own capital accounts to O in order to accomplish his admission as planned. So if O agreed to pay a total of 50,000 to L, M, and N, the entry to record this transaction will appear as follow. So since they have agreed to transfer 50,000, then um, a total of 50,000 pod from the capital of L, M, and N will be credited to O capital. Okay? So if you have noticed, the amount credited to O capital is 35,000 but it pays LMN a total of 50,000. So na ay difference nga 15,000. So ang kanang difference nga 15,000 will not be recorded as partnership gain but rather it will be accounted separately by L, M, and N because in the agreement they will only be giving 50% of their existing capital to B to O capital. So earlier sa ato ang illustration, the beginning capital of L, M, and N are 20,000, 20,000, and 30,000 respectively. So times 50%, so L will be sharing 10,000 to O, M will also be sharing 10,000 to O, and N will be sharing 15,000 to O as well. So again, the 15,000 gain to the existing partners will be divided among themselves separately and will not be recorded in the books of the partnership. So, division of cash proceeds by the partners, for example, how are they going to divide that 50,000? So, if the partners fail to specify how the cash proceeds must be divided among them, the following is the procedures on how to allocate the cash received by the partner. So, earlier, there was a 50,000 payment made by O to the existing partner for the 50% for a 50% interest. So, A, first, determine the capital transferred by each partner, and then second, any excess of total cash received over the total capital transferred or vice versa shall be allocated among the partners based on their profit and loss ratio. And then using the above illustration, the 50,000 shall be divided to the old partners as follows. So una, ang 50,000 ihatag sa based on the capital they have given to O. So again, that's 50%. So ganina, na capital si L nga 20%, at 20,000 times 50%, so that's 10. And then M also has 20,000 times 50%, so that's 10. And N, na siya capital na 30,000 times 50% transferred to O. So, hatagan siya og 15,000. So, from 50,000 na analay na bilin nga 15,000. So, that 15,000 is considered as a gain to the old partners. So that 15,000 will now be distributed to the partners using their profit or loss agreement. So their profit or loss agreement is 20%, 30%, and 50% respectively for L, M, N. So multiply it by 15,000. So L will be receiving 3,000, M will be receiving 4,500, and N will be receiving 7,500 as gain on selling their interest. So in total, L will be receiving 13,000, M will be receiving 14,500, and 22,500. And then after this, O will now be a new partner in the partnership, considering 50% of the total interest in the partnership. We also have an alternative method in recording such instance, which is alternative method. So alternative method, the assets of the partnership may be revalued when the purchase of interest for all the partners is for an amount more than the interest acquired. So thus, if O buys 50% interest in LMN partnership for 50,000 as the preceding illustration, and it is agreed that the net assets should be revalued, the computation would be, so you compute the implied value of the partnership by dividing its percentage share in the capital and its amount to be invested in the partnership, which is 50,000. So 50,000 divided 50%, so that's 100,000. And then we have book value of the partnership, katong book value of the partnership before the admission of O as new partner nga 70,000. So the undervaluation of identifiable assets or the goodwill to be recorded will be 30,000. So that 30,000 will be adjusted by debiting goodwill or identifiable assets and crediting LMN capital with a share of 6, 9, and 15,000 respectively. So this 6,000, 9,000, and 15,000 is from the 30,000 being divided using the profit and loss ratio of the partners. And then we have now the recognition of the admission of O into the partnership by crediting 50,000. So instead of crediting 35,000 here, what we will be crediting is 50,000, equal to the actual amount being paid by the new partner in the partnership. So we'll have L and L, M, and N will be debited to 13,000, 14,500, and 22,500. This is again based on 50% of their adjusted capital after the goodwill is being recorded. So 13,000, 14,500, and 22,500. And then credit to O capital for 50,000. Although we have two methods, the first one and the alternative method. However, what is being used is the 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 first illustration. This one, alternative method is actually not used in is not commonly used in the practice. So if the problem is silent as to which method will be used, then we will use the previous method discussed compared with alternative method. Okay, that is admission of a partner by purchase of interest. Now this time we'll have admission by investment. So here, under admission by investment, there will now be a recognition of new asset in the partnership. So the total capital asset or the total asset of the total asset of the partnership will be changed. So there are three possible cases that will happen in admission by investment. So we'll have contributed capital investment is equal to agreed capital. So meaning TCC is equal to TAC. So no goodwill or no revaluation or no bonus will happen. Pero if there is total contributed capital investment is greater than agreed capital, or meaning contributed capital is greater than the total agreed capital, then we need to revalue the assets upward and allocate to the old partners, record the unrecognized goodwill and allocate to old partners, or allocate the bonus to old partners. So if the total agreed capital, TAC, and your TCC is not equal, so meaning there will be a recognition of bonus or goodwill to the partners, to the existing partner, or to the new partner. So this time, ikatulo is contributed capital investment is less than agreed capital. So again, same process, revalue downward, or um, re, revalue the asset downward, and then record the unrecognized goodwill and allocate to new partners, and then allocate the bonus to new partner kung bonus method ang gigamit. So although na ay goodwill o bonus method diri pero again, what is to be used in practice commonly, what is used in practice commonly is ang bonus method. Okay? So diri sa contributed capital, kung nay mas dako nga contributed capital kaysa sa agreed capital, then there is bonus to the old partners. Pero kung naay mas gamay na contributed capital, TCC, kaysa total agreed capital, then meaning makadawat daw og mas makadawat daw dako nga interest kaysa sa iyang gibayad ang new partner. So that means naay bonus to the new partner. So that is admission by investment. So let's have an illustration. So for the purpose of this discussion, assume that after operations during 2020, AB Partnership has a book value of 300 and profit percentages on January 1, 2020 as follows. So we have Andy and Bonnie. Ilang capital balances are 200 and 100,000 respectively, with a profit and loss ratio of 60,000 and 40,000 respectively. So on January 2, 2020, Cody is to invest cash into the partnership. So Cody will have a 1/4 interest and a 25% share of profits. So Andy and Bonnie will share the remaining 75 of profits in the ratio of 60% and 60/40, resulting in Andy a 45% share of any profits and Bonnie having 30%. So meaning after the admission of the new partner, dili na 60/40 ang ilahang PNL, but rather 45 para kay Andy, 45 para kay Andy, and then 30 para kay Bonnie, and then the 25 will go to Cody, the new partner. Okay, first let's account what if contributed capital is equal to the agreed capital. So example, Cody invests 100,000. So after the investment, the difference between the new partner's investment and his agreed capital is computed as follows. So ang iyang investment kay 100,000, and then agreed capital is the existing capital of the partnership plus ang iyang investment ng 100,000 times 25%. So that is 100,000. So meaning there's no difference. So if your total contributed capital and your total agreed capital is equal, then that means no bonus will be recorded to the new partner nor to the old partner. Okay? So if TCC is equal to TAC, no bonus or no goodwill will be recorded on the new partner or sa existing partner. So the journal entry in the books would include debit to cash 100,000 and credit to Cody capital of 100,000. So again, compared dito sa atong previous admission by purchase, no asset will be recorded. No asset is recorded in the partnership, but there is admission by investment, there is a recognition of new asset in the partnership. Okay, that's our first assumption. Now let's proceed with our second assumption where contributed capital daw is greater than the agreed capital. So, contributed capital ang gi-invest kay mas dako kaysa sa iyang madawat nga interest sa partnership. So, kung mas dako ang gi-invest kaysa sa iyang madawat, then that means na ay bonus sa existing partner. Ang existing partner makadawat og bonus. So Cody invests 110,000 for one-fourth interest in the partnership. So after the investment, the difference between the new partner's investment and his agreed capital is computed as follows. So na siya investment ka 110, and then na siya agreed capital nga, na total agreed capital ang partnership nga 300,000 plus 110. And then according to the agreement, dawat daw siya og 25% share. So if you will compute the 25% of the total agreed capital, it will only be receiving 102,500. So this means nga ang iyang gibayad sa partnership is 110,000, pero ang iyahang madawat nga partnership capital is only 102,500. So meaning there's a difference of 7,500. So asa man na maadto ang 7,500 nga difference? Ang 7,500 nga difference will be given to the old partners as bonus. And this 7,500 will be divided by the existing partners or the old partners using their old profit and loss ratio. Okay? So, however, naman tay tulo ka pamaagi or tulo ka steps on how are we going to account kung ang total agreed capital is not the same with total contributed capital. So in this case, under revaluation method, so assume that Cody paid 7,500 excess over the proportionate book value because the partnership owns land with a book value of 40,000, but a recent appraisal indicates that the land has a market value of 70,000. So before recording the admission of Cody, the land must be revalued by the following adjusting entry. So again, under revaluation method, before ang admission sa new partner, all assets and liabilities must be revalued. So in this case, assumption nga na daw 30,000 nga revaluation nga mahitabo sa iyahang land. So in that case, debit land 30,000, and that 30,000 will be divided and will be credited to Andy and Bonnie Capital using their existing na profit and loss ratio, which is 60 and 40 respectively. So after that, the revaluation increase must be allocated to old partners based on their original profit and re, uh, loss ratio. So total capital of old partnership, so we have 300,000. Tapos meron tayong revaluation increase of land nga 30 plus Cody's investment nga 110,000. So therefore na ay total capital of new partnership nga 440,000. So after the revaluation of land, Cody's interest in the partnership will be 110,000 from 440 times 25%. So under this, the journal entry to record his investment will be debit to cash, credit to Cody Capital for 110,000. So again, ang nahitabo will be assets and liabilities will be revalued first, and then compute for the new capital of the partnership, and then multiply it with the percentage nga ihatag sa new partner, and then record it by debiting the investment made by the new partner and then credit to capital account. So that is under evaluation method. Another is under goodwill method. So under goodwill method, the new partner may be paying an excess because there may be an unrecognized goodwill of the partnership. So many accountants criticize this method because it results in the departure of FAS 28, which prohibits recognition of goodwill. So that has not been purchased. So goodwill will arise only when there's business combination and the partnership formation is not form of business combination. But some accountants that used goodwill method argued that the purpose of this method used in partnership accounting is to fairly establish the correct capital credit of a partner's capital account, and it is different from the procedures used in the corporation. So again, there are debates on whether goodwill method is really to be used in admission by investment. But again, if the problem asks you to compute for the total, or if the problem asks you to use the goodwill method, then you just use Goodwill Method based on our discussion. So here, unrecognized goodwill may be computed from the amount of new partners' investment. So for example, Cody invests 110,000 for 1/4 interest. So the goodwill is computed as follows. So since 110 man ang iyahang gibayad, so compute for the 100%. So 110,000 divide 25%. So that gives you 440,000. And then total book value of the partnership capital. So na 300,000 nga old partnership capital plus the new investment ni partner nga 110, so that's 410,000. So that means na ay goodwill nga 300,000. So unsaon man na nato ang 30,000 nga goodwill? Ang kanang 30,000 nga goodwill will be credited to Andy and Bonnie Capital using their old profit and loss ratio. So debit to goodwill 30,000 and then credit to Andy Capital and Bonnie Capital for 18,000 and 12,000 respectively. Goodwill must be allocated to all partners based on their original profit and loss ratio. So dito na siya gikan ang 18,000 or ang 12,000 from 30,000 times 60,000 and 30,000 times 40,000. And then to record the admission of Cody with 1/4 interest, so debit cash for 110,000 and then credit to Cody Capital for 110,000. So that is under Goodwill Method. And the third one, we have here the bonus method. Ang most common nga ato ang ginagamit and usually mao ang ginapangayo sa mga problems. So under bonus method. So also, pag silent ang problem as to which method ang gamiton, we will also use bonus method. So under this method, total contributed capital must be equal to the total agreed capital. So any difference between the amount of investment and the capital credit of the admitting partner must be accounted as bonus to new partners or to old partners. Bonus to new partner if the amount of investment is less than the capital credit. So naay bonus to new partner kung ang interest nga gihatag sa iya is mas dako kaysa sa iyahang gibayaran. And then naay bonus to old partners kung ang gihatag sa iya nga interest is mas gamay kaysa sa iyahang gibayaran. So, bonus to all partners if the amount of investment is greater than the capital credited. So, the bonus to all partners must be divided among them based on their original profit and loss ratio. So, this method considers only what is being actually contributed by the partners in the partnership. So, for example, we have there to compute for the bonus method. So, earlier na amantay old nga capital investment by Andy and Bonnie of 200,000 and 300,000. So mo ni ang total contributed capital or TCC, and then mo ni ang ilang TAC. So diri sa takay TCC, unahon na to og account si TCC. So old partnership capital is 300,000 and then nag-invest daw si Cody og 110,000. So 110,000 is for how much? For 25% of the interest in the partnership. So therefore, the total new partnership capital is 110,000. So we have here the total actual contributed capital. So 300 plus 110,000. However, dili ni mao ang ato ang total agreed capital. Kaya ang total agreed capital daw is si Cody hatagan og 25%. So of the 25% of the partnership capital. So 410,000 times 25%, so pila? So 410,000 times 25%, so that is 102,500. So meaning, ang makredit lang sa iyang capital account is 102,500. Pero ang iyang gibayaran is 110,000. So that means na ay bonus nga 7,500 sa sa old partners. So bonus nga 7,500. So again, that 7,500 will be divided by the old partners using their old profit and loss ratio. So 75 times 60,000, so makadawat og bonus si Andy nga 4,500 and then si Bonnie makadawat og 3,000 nga bonus from 7,500 times 40%. So therefore, we can now compute for the total agreed capital. So ang agreed capital nato diri karon will now be 204,500 for Andy, 103,000 for Booney, and 102,500 for Cody. So the pertinent journal entry would include this one. So the entry to record the admission of Cody under bonus method would include debit to cash for 110,000 and then credit Cody capital for only 102,500. Pero the 7,500 will be credited to Andy and Bonnie capital. So it will increase their capital account in the partnership. Okay. How about this time if there is contributed capital investment less than the agreed capital. So pasabot mas dako ang contributed capital kaysa sa agreed capital. So that means contributed capital investment is less than the agreed capital. So that means mas gamay ang gibayad sa new partner kaysa sa capital nga iyang nadawat. So that means na bonus to the new partner or na goodwill or na advantage sa new partner. So assume that Cody invests 80,000 for a one-fourth capital interest in the partnership. The difference between the new partner's investment and the partner's proportionate book value agreed is as follows. So ang investment is 80,000. Okay, 80,000. Pero ang madawat daw niya is 300,000 plus 80,000 times 25% is 95. So that means ang makredit sa iya is 95 pero ang iya lang gi-invest is 80,000. So that means na ay difference nga 15,000. So kanang 15,000 that will be shared by the old partners. So since the investment is not equal to the agreed capital, the partnership may revalue assets, recognize goodwill, or treat the difference as bonus. Okay, let's have the first method, which is the revaluation method. So assume that the inventory of the partnership, which is currently recorded at book value of 140,000, has a market value of only 80. So that means from 140 to 80 na ay inventory write-down. So that inventory write-down will diminish or will reduce the capital balance of Andy and Bonnie capital. So na ay write-down nga 140 minus 80, so that is for 60,000. So that 60,000 will be shared by Bonnie and Andy capital based on their profit and loss ratio. So that is why inggamay ang kay Andy og ang kay Bonnie. So the 60,000 is allocated to the old partners based on the original profit and loss ratio. To compute for the new partnership capital, so naa natay old partnership capital nga 300,000, kung based sa illustration nato kaganina, minus revaluation decrease nga 60 plus investment ni Cody nga 80,000. So naay 320,000 si Cody. At 320,000 new partnership capital. And then pag-recognize nato sa capital ni Cody, i-multiply na lang nato ni siya sa 25% ang 320,000. So therefore, Cody will be receiving 80,000 na capital interest in the partnership by investing cash of 80,000 as well. Under Goodwill Method naman, in the preceding example for goodwill recognition, the one who has unrecognized goodwill is the partnership. So here, in this case, it is the new partner who has unrecognized goodwill and be brought to the partnership. So naa daw assumed goodwill ang partner. So for example, very influential ang partner. So the unrecognized goodwill may be computed from the amount of old partnership capital, the estimated amount of goodwill brought in by Cody in the partnership is determined as follows. So, pila man to ang current capital nato before the admission. So, we have 300,000 divided by 75%. 75% kay ang new partner dawat man tog 25%. So, therefore, ang total estimated na value sa capital sa interest is 400,000 minus book value of the capital book value of the capital of the partnership, which is 300,000 plus 80,000 nga i-invest ni new partner, which is 380,000. So that means na ay goodwill nga 20,000 or unrecognized goodwill ang new partner of 20,000. So to record the investment, again, it is less than the proportionate share in the book value of the capital or the agreed capital. So use the old partnership capital as the base to compute for the resulting capital. So hence, 300,000 divide 75% to compute for the total um, value of the partnership capital. So that is Goodwill Method. Pero again, the most important one is ang bonus method. So bonus method, total contributed capital must be equal to the total agreed capital. So always na si TCC is equal to TAC. So any difference between the amount of investment and the capital credit of the admitting partner must be accounted as bonus to the new partners. So diri na bonus to new partner kay mas dako man ang iyahang nadawat kaysa sa iyahang gibayad. For example, Cody investment of 80,000 for 1/4 interest in the partnership may be accounted for by recognizing bonus to Cody from owned partners. So we have here your total contributed capital nga 300 before the admission of the new partner plus investment ni Cody nga 80. So total new partnership is 380,000. Take note daw that Cody will be receiving 25% of the total contributed capital. So 380 times 25% is 95,000. So therefore, if you could observe na ang iyang gibayad is only 80 pero ang iyang nadawat nga capital is 95. So that means makadawat siya og bonus. Ang bonus karon is nasa new partner. And then that will be the bonus to the new partner will be deducted or will be absorbed by the old partners using their profit and loss ratio. So therefore, 15,000 times 60%, madidakan si Andy og 9,000 and 15,000 times 40%, 6,000 para kay Bonnie. So to compute for your total agreed capital, so 200,000 minus 9, 191 na kay Andy. Kay Bonnie naman, 100,000 minus 6,000, 94. And then kay Cody nga, 95,000. So again, very important na under admission by investment, so posible nga na ay bonus na mahatag sa new partner or sa existing partner. Depende kung kinsa ang mas dako, whether si total agreed capital ba or sa total contributed capital. So to recognize journal entry, so debit tayo ng cash for 80,000 and then credit to Cody capital nga 95,000 and then take note ang bonus will be recognized by Andy and Bonnie. So makuhaan ang capital ni Andy o ni Bonnie by 9,000 and 6,000 respectively. So another activity that would dissolve the partnership is the retirement or withdrawal of a partner. So when a partner retires or withdraws from the partnership, the existing partners may personally buy the interest of retiring partner, or the partnership may buy it from the retiring partner. So if the partnership acquires the interest of retiring partners, the partnership must pay the retiring partner an amount equal to his interest, more than his interest, or less than his capital interest. So again, kung naay mag-retire, bayaran ang mag-retire. So for example, ang yahang capital is 100,000, so pwede nga ang 100,000 ibayad equally sa retiring partner. Pwede po nga ang ibayad sa retiring partner more than or less than 100,000. The interest of the retiring partner must be adjusted for the following. First, net income or loss from the partnership operations until the date of retirement. So for example, nag-retire siya og October, so dapat i-adjust sa ang iyahang capital considering net income from January up to October kung kanus siya nag-retire. And then change in the valuation of assets and liabilities would also be recognized. So if the net income or loss from prior years were improperly computed, this should be corrected first before determining the interest of the retiring partner. So it is also important to note na if there are errors in the previous year, so dapat i-correct siya before ang computation of the ending capital balance of the retiring partner. Okay. Illustration: on January 2, 2020, for example, the capital balances and profit and loss ratio of B, C, and D are as follows: 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000 respectively, with their P&L nga 50%, 30%, and 20%. So on April 30 daw, 2020, B withdraw from partnership. So the net income of the partnership for the 4 months ended April 30, 2020 is 14,000. And it is agreed that the inventory costing 5,000 has a market value of 7,000 on April 30, 2020. So therefore, there will be an adjustment to the capital balances of the partnership of 14,000 plus 2,000 nga difference nga 2,000 nga undervaluation sa ilahang inventory nga 5,000 to 7,000. So naay adjustment nga a total of 16,000. So first case 1, settlement is equal to withdrawing partner's interest. So compute sa nato ang interest ni B. So, na siya capital balance nga 10,000. And then, ang adjustment, share niya sa profit. So, pila man tong, pila man tong profit and loss ratio. Ang ratio ni B is 50%. So, 14,000 times 50%. So, that's 7,000. And then, share niya in increase of inventory also. So, 2,000 times 50%. So, therefore, ang total adjusted capital on the date of withdrawal ni partner B is 18,000. So, in this case, again, before na to ihatag ang 18,000, ato sang i-recognize ang income. So, debit to income summary for 14,000 and then distribute it to the partners using their profit and loss ratio. And then also recognize the valuation of inventory nga 2,000. So 2,000 and then credit it to the respective capital accounts of the partners. And lastly, bayaran na nato si B by debiting B capital and then credit cash for 18,000. So in this case, we don't have an accounting issue since ang iyahang ending balance is also the total amount that is being paid sa iyaha. So that means wala siya nakadawat og bonus, wala pud nakadawat og bonus ang mga remaining partners. Okay, how about this time when settlement is more than the withdrawing partner's interest? So pasabot, mas dako daw ang iyang nadawat kaysa sa iyahang remaining capital or sa iyahang capital on the date nga nag-withdraw siya. So again, ang procedures diri record goodwill equal to the excess payment made to the retiring partner or record total implied goodwill of the partnership computed by dividing the excess payment with the retiring partner's profit or loss share percentage and or treat the excess payment as a bonus to the retiring partner. So this is accomplished by decreasing the remaining partner's capital account by the excess using their old profit and loss ratio. So using the data in the preceding illustration, assuming that B is paid 19,500. So 19,500 pero yahang capital balance earlier is only 18,000. 18,000 lang yung balance pero yahang nadawat is 19,500. So, this time, we will only focus our discussion atong discussion diri kay bonus. So, although naatay presentation diri kay partial goodwill and total goodwill, but again, we will focus this time our discussion kay bonus method. So, under bonus method, makadawat si B og cash for 19,500. Take note, ang iyang capital nga makredit lang is 18,000. So, gidebit na to ang B capital is 18,000. Pero yung nadawat is 19,500. So, therefore, ang sobra nga 1,500 is tanggalo nato or ikwaon nato sa capital sa remaining partner nga si C ug si D. So, in this case, naay bonus ang withdrawing partner or ang retiring partner. So, ang bonus nga 1,500, i-absorb ni C o ni B. So, that is under bonus method. This time, case 3, settlement is less than the withdrawing partner's cut interest. So, mo ni ang kabaliktaran kaganina, this time, mas dako ang partner's interest kaysa sa iyang nadawat. So, that means na ay bonus sa mga remaining partners. So, ang bonus sa remaining partners will increase their capital accounts respectively. So, using the same amount or using the same data, assuming that B is paid 17,000 for his interest, the entry will be as follows. So, we have um, under ano man eh, under Goodwill Method. So, B capital for 18,000, credit to cash for 17,000, and then identifiable assets. So, if the cost of difference are not determinable or assignable to a specific asset, then bonus method should be used. So, the entry to record the settlement will be debit to B capital for 18,000 and then credit to cash for 17,000, and then C and D will be credited. So, na ay bonus sa remaining partner. So, magka-share si C of 600,000 and magka-share si D o 400,000. Take note nga ang pag-distribute sa bonus nga 1,000 is based on the remaining profit and loss ratio. So dili na i-appeal ang ratio ni dili na i-appeal ang ratio sa retiring partner diri. So the resulting bonus to C and D is in the ratio of 30 and 20. 30 is to 20 kay wala na may appeal, dili naman i-appeal og account ang ratio ni retiring partner nga si B. Continue. Another reason why there is a dissolution is a death of a partner. So if there's a death of a partner, his interest must be given to his heirs. So the capital interest of the deceased partner must be adjusted first for any revaluation of assets and liabilities, and then the share of profit and loss until the date of death. So it may be impossible to transfer his interest to his heirs at the time of death. So due to that, it may be distributed at the end of the accounting period. However, if the heirs wanted to become a partner, it is automatic. It needs a partner's approval before they become a partner under principle of delectus personae. So again, under death of a partner, so obviously kung ang partner mamatay, the partnership will also be really dissolved. Ah, bisan pa og gusto sa mga heirs sa deceased partner nga mahimong partner. So, before that could happen also, kailangan mo approve sa ang other remaining partners na i-admit ang heir as part of the partners in the partnership. So, the accounting for the distribution of capital to the heirs sa capital ni deceased partner will just follow the same accounting procedure dito kay withdrawal o kay retirement. So posible pod diri nga na bonus to the bonus to the deceased partner or bonus to the remaining partner depending on the agreement nga ilahang ma-derive. And lastly, we have incorporation of a partnership. Under incorporation of a partnership, so obviously, nag-evolve ang business organization. So from partnership, nahimo na siyang corporation. So when a partnership is converted into a corporation, the corporation takes over the assets and assumes the liabilities of the partnership in exchange for shares of stocks. So the stocks received by the partnership are distributed to the partners in settlement of their interest. So the partners now become stockholders of the newly formed corporation. So, ang mga remaining partners, dili na sila partners, but rather, they will now be a holder of share. The accounting procedures in recording the corporation or in recording the incorporation of a partnership will depend on whether the original books of the partnership will be continued by the corporation or the new books will be opened. So obviously, if there will be new books to be opened, ang books sa partnership will be closed. However, if the partnership books will be retained, the steps to be taken are as follows. First, revalue the assets and recognize goodwill if there's any, and then close the partners' capital accounts to corporate capital accounts. So from partners' capital to shareholders' capital. And then, if new books are open for the corporation again, as what I have mentioned earlier, we need to close the books of the partnership. So the process includes, first, before closing, revalue muna the assets in accordance with the agreed transfer, record the transfer of assets and liabilities to the corporation, and the receipt of capital stocks by the partnership, and record the distribution of stocks to the partners in settlement of their balances of their capital accounts. So for example, Reyes and Cruz partners who share profits in an 80-20 ratio organized the RC Corporation to take over the partnership business. So the RC Corporation is authorized to issue 10,000 shares of 20,000 par value capital stocks, of which 5,500 shares are issued at a 30 pesos share to the partners in accordance with their adjusted capital accounts. So RC Corporation also issued 1,000 shares for cash to other incorporators at a 30,000 peso share. So the statement of financial position of the partnership as of June 30, 2017 will be as follows. So this one, mawala na ni kay mag-open man og new books for the partnership possibly. So this is the information of the statement of financial position ni Reyes and Cruz partnership. So, example, the partners agreed to make the following adjustment before the incorporation. So, increase allowance for bad debt accounts for 2,000, increase cost of inventories for 60,000, increase the historical cost of its equipment, its reproduction cost of 140 in the new accumulated depreciation to be increased by 61, recognize accrued expenses of 2,200, and recognize goodwill of 20,000. So, ang process ani guys kay mura lang pud siya og from sole proprietorship to partnership. But this time, from partnership to corporation na siya. So, maong ma-dissolve na ang partnership. So, the journal entries to illustrate the accounting procedures and the incorporation of the Reyes and Cruz partnership using the given data appears as follows. So, we have here entries in the book of the new corporation. So, record all the assets and liabilities of the of the partnership. So debit inventories, equipment, and then goodwill. So the entries here are from the financial statement of Reyes and Cruz partnership, considering the adjustments made. So we have debit to inventories, equipment, goodwill, and then credit to allowance for bad debts, accumulated depreciation, accrued expenses, Reyes capital, and then Cruz capital. And then to adjust the liabilities to agreed amounts to and to divide the net adjustment between partners in 80 and 20 ratio. And then since naman tay Reyes capital dira o Cruz capital, dili naman na sila partners capital, it convert naman nato sila into um, share capital or capital stock. So, ato na silang i-close. So, debit, Reyes capital, and then Cruz capital. So, asa nagikan ang 125,580 and 39,420? That is from to record the issuance of 5,500 shares of 20 par value stock to the partners at a price of 30 pesos a share. So we have 165,000 divide 5,500 shares to be distributed as follows. So we have 125,580 divide 30. So na ay 4,186 shares si Reyes, and then si Cruz na apod siya ay 1,314 shares. So, asa man gikan ang 165,000? So, ang 165,000 is from 125,580 plus 39,420. So, kani siya, this is the adjusted capital balance of Reyes and Cruz. So, 165, hatagan daw sila 5 ka shares. So, therefore, bahino na nimo ang 5,500. So, gikan sa 165, i-divide na nimo og 5,500 shares. So, therefore, I mean, kanang um 165,000, kanang 165,000 is mo na ang worth sa 1,000 5,500 shares. So that is from 165,000 divide 30 pesos a share. So ang 55 mo na ang bahinon ni Reyes o ni Cruz. Or, in short, 125,580, i-divide nimo og 30 pesos per share, so na ay 4,186 shares si Reyes. And then si Cruz na ay 39,420 divide 30 pesos per share, so na siya madawat na 1,314 na shares in the partnership. So this will now be the new books open for the corporation. So ang entries para sa books of partnership, so ano siya ang mga entries para sa partnership. So, recognize the adjustment and then close. Kay mag-transfer naman, i-close na nimo ang mga assets and liabilities. I-close nimo kay i-transfer na tato sa books of the corporation. And then, i-close pud nimo ang capital. I-close nimo ang capital by debiting Reyes Capital and Cruz Capital to stocks of RC Corporation. So this time, mao na po ni ang journal entry sa books of the corporation. So katong imong gipang close dito kay liabilities, mo na imong ipang open diri ah. So cash, accounts receivable, inventory, equipment, and goodwill. So obviously, ang imong gi-account diri is kato na adjusted nga assets and liabilities of the partnership. And then cash, and then capital stocks paid in capital to record the issuance of 1,000 share at 30 pesos per share. Kaya nag-issue man daw og 1,000 share to other incorporators. So take note nga ang par value ani is 20 and then ang issue price is 30. So therefore, 1,000 times 20 po na ang share capital and then additional paid in capital or share premium ang 10,000 for a total of 30,000. So at this date or at this moment, wala na partnership, but it paves a way to the an incorporation of a corporation. So muna ni ang financial statement ni RC Corporation after the formation of the corporation. So we have total assets of 267,200 and liabilities and stockholders equity of 267,200 as well. Apil na diri atong 1,000 nga gi-issue sa other incorporators aside from R and C. So that ends with our discussion. So just a sort of recap, we have we have four reasons nga mag-dissolve ang partnership. So, admission of a new partner, retirement of a new partner, death of a partner, and then incorporation of a partner. So, timan-an lang diri kay admission. So, natay duha diri we have by investment o by purchase. Kung by purchase na ay third party transaction ang new partner o ang old partner. So, no asset will be recorded in the partnership basta purchase. Pero kung investment, then new assets na ay new assets nga ma-recognize ang partnership. Retirement of a partner, pwede nga ang ihatag sa mag-retire nga partner is equal sa iyang capital. Pwede mas dako sa iyang capital or pwede mas gamay sa iyang capital. Depende sa agreement. Death of a partner follows the accounting ni retirement of a partner. And lastly, incorporation of a partner where the books of the partnership may be continued or may be closed, paving a way to the creation of the new books or opening of the books of the partner. If you would like to read more references, so you can have the books of Dayag, Guerrero, and other references available or other resources available. So that's the end of our video lecture this time. If you have if you have questions and clarifications, you may refer that to during our virtual class. Okay, that's it, and see you on our virtual class. Thank you.